Hello everybody, Creepin' Creeper 22 here, and in this video I want to talk to survivor mains as a killer main and explain kind of a rant, just some of my frustrations, but I want their opinion on it too. So if you are a survivor main, please talk to me in the comments section below, and I'm on the road to 500 subscribers, so if you guys enjoy this, make sure to subscribe please, and let's get into it. Now, trying to figure out where to begin here. I understand that this is not all survivor mains, so let me start off with saying that. And I also understand that there are killer mains that are extremely toxic as well, right? Let's lay out that groundwork. This isn't all survivors, and I understand that there's a lot of killers that are, not a lot, let me not be dramatic, just like there isn't a lot of survivors that are toxic, there isn't a lot of killers that are toxic. But I will definitely say I see more toxic survivors than killers, especially in the endgame chat. And I just want to explain or talk a little bit, I guess, to survivor mains. One, killers don't slug and tunnel because we want to ruin your game. We slug and tunnel because we think we need to do it to win, right? Realize that. If I'm playing and I'm slugging or tunneling, it's because that is the most logical thing to do for me to win. If it wasn't the most logical thing for me to do to win, I wouldn't do it. So just stop putting so much emotion behind what killers do. That's honestly one of the biggest things ever. Stop putting behind killers' actions so much emotion. I am playing killer to kill you. Kind of all there is to it, right? And whatever I deem the most efficient way of doing that is what I'm going to do. It's not like I'm like, I know you personally and I want you to suffer. No, it's my job is to kill you guys, so I'm gonna try to do that. You get what I'm saying? And it kind of goes to the next point of the rule book. Bruh, it is absolutely crazy to me that there's a killer rule book that survivors made for us. And I'm gonna talk to you survivors, that is dumb. That is absolutely dumb. To ever think that you guys were going to make a rule book for killers and force us to abide by it, I just never ever understood that either. It would be like us saying you can't use flashlights, you can't sabotage hooks, because to me those are very equivalent to each other. I'll make a video about that in another time about why I think those two are very similar. Slugging, tunneling, and flashlights and sabotage saved. I'll make that for another video, but for right now we're gonna focus on this. There isn't a rule book, man. And I know behavior has even fed into your guys' fire a little bit with what they said about slugging and stuff. But once again, slugging is just a playstyle. Tunneling is just a playstyle. Just like, think about Call of Duty. If you are in a very closed map and you bring out a shotgun and people get mad because you brought out a shotgun, you don't think that that's dumb. Because you're in a closed area, you brought out a shotgun because the shotgun is the most efficient way to win in that game. Just like if I'm playing Springtrap and I have 2 people down, 2 people injured, and I know where they both are, I'm going to slug because that's the most optimal way to win. There is no like, oh, I hate you survivors, no, it's just, I'm trying to win, so that's what I'm gonna do. It's just crazy how toxic survivors can be because of our playstyles. And if you think that that's fair, let me know in the comments, because I would really love to understand it, because I really just can't understand it. I talked about this in my last video, but there was just yesterday I was streaming and I went up against 4 P100s with a lower accurate Springtrap build. So I wasn't trying to be a meta builder, I was just trying to have fun. And I did. I slugged, I tunneled, and I was having fun. I'm like, dude, this is actually really fun, because I'm trying to be lower accurate Springtrap. And in the game chat, they're like, you're trash, this was easy. Imagine tunneling and still do this. Like, well, why is it that big of a deal? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I lost, but I had fun. Did you guys not have fun? Because I thought it was fun. Like, yeah, I understand y'all were sitting on the ground, but the freaking in the moment having to try to pick everybody up and try to escape, I thought we all had fun, but they're calling me trash because I didn't win. And imagine new survivors getting that treatment. You know what I mean? They don't deserve that. They're just trying to win just like I am, but they're even worse than me because they don't even know what they're doing. And so if they slug and tunnel to win and they're like, oh, I won, good job, and then when they go into the chat, they have to deal with survivors freaking berating them with negativity because they lost, it's like, why? You know what I mean? And as I said, if you do this stuff, but you think you have a valid reason, please talk to me, because I would love to understand it, because I really just can't. You know what I mean? Let me think. Another thing, your guys' opinion. Survivor's opinions cannot be based on Nurse, Kaneki, Blight, and all the other top tier killers. Twins, Singularity. You can't base your whole opinion on only them. You can't, because that is only what, maybe 5% of the whole freaking character selection of killer mains. You can't be like, killers are overpowered. Okay, why are they overpowered? Because Nurse is overpowered. That's one killer. You know what I mean? It doesn't really work like that. To say that killers are overpowered because one killer, no. Two killers, no. The only time you could ever say, in my honest opinion, that killer is overpowered is if majority of killers can win more than behavior desired amount. So I think their desired amount is 60. If majority of killers start winning like what, let's say like maybe 70, okay, now there might be a problem. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's ever been like that yet. So I don't think that's a problem. And you guys have been getting so many buffs. Once again, you cannot base your whole opinion on S tier killers, because there are only what, 4 to 5 S tier killers. Whenever you try to base your opinion, make sure you think about the low tier killers as well, because they matter. Killer mains, if you agree with me, let me know in the comment section below. But I feel like a lot of killer mains play strong killers because they have to. I feel like there are so many killers, like the characters, that killer mains want to play, but they can't because they're just too weak. You know, I bet you so many people would play Ghostface if he was actually good. I can almost guarantee Ghostface would be so much more played if he was actually good, but he's not. Nemesis would probably played a lot more if he was actually good. He's okay, but he's okay when he reaches his final tier, his second infection level. There's just a lot of these killers that killer mains want to play, but they can't because they're just too weak. And realize that, you know what I mean? We don't want weak killers, and y'all are trying to play with the same killers. So, you know, we both are kind of fighting for the same thing here, but you guys base your whole opinion, in my opinion, a lot of you guys base your whole opinion on only the top tier killers. And that's just not fair, in my opinion. Also, meta perks. I think this is actually fair. Getting tired of seeing the exact same perks on killers over and over and over again. I get that, and I agree with you. But once again, here's a problem. We have no choice. Killers don't have a choice. If they want to win, they got to run the exact same perks every time. But we don't want that. We just have no choice. Because guess what? If they buff some of our perks, you guys complain. It is actually crazy to me how many times every time killers get buffs, survivors will complain a lot. But, let me take a step back, because killers do the same thing. But I will say, and I'm sorry to say this, I feel like our reasons are a lot more valid. I'm not going to lie to you guys. The anti-slug and anti-tunnel, terrible. In my opinion, that was all bad. And y'all can say, oh, well, they weren't that bad because it's buffing you. I'm not going to lie. You were fine with it because it was making you stronger. Just like how people got mad about the, Boon, the Circle of Healing Boon got nerfed. People were super mad about that. You're only mad about it because it's a nerf to you. But I feel like for killers, and I'm probably biased here, but I'm just giving you my anecdotal. If a killer perk gets nerfed, it seems like a lot of killers are like, you know what? I mean, it makes sense. Pain Resonance. When that got nerfed, were killers mad? Yeah, but a lot of killers were like, I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, it was way too strong. When the kick meta got nerfed, that sucked because they nerfed all the freaking stuff to the ground, but we understood it, in my opinion. It was like, yeah, there's this one meta that everybody's running, and it is literally making it almost impossible for survivors to win. We get it, that's fair. But when you guys don't get an anti-slug and anti-tunnel, all hell breaks loose, and it's like the worst thing ever. And then when we get a slight buff, it's like the worst thing ever. And I just don't get that. I said I do want your guys' opinion on this, and I do want to discuss it with you, survivor mains, but I just don't get it personally. A lot of killers don't want to have to play the top tier killers. It's like 10 killers. 10 killers are actually viable, in my opinion. I think that's probably how many. You have 10 killers out of however many killers there are in the game that are viable, and then the rest are at best situational, where sometimes they'll be good, but sometimes you just lose. The idea that a survivor with friend team can beat killers and that's just okay is crazy to me. I've seen a streamer say, he's a Springtrap main, and he said, oh yeah, if you play Springtrap and you're playing with some really good Survivor with friend groups, you're just going to lose, and I'm fine with that. We should never be fine with that. Every killer should have a chance to win. I think it is so unfair. If you play Ghostface, you just can't get into the high tier Survivor because you just lose. I don't think that's fair at all. And I feel like you guys would agree, but at the same time, I don't know if you guys would, because it seems like every time we get any buff, there's a problem. That's basically it. And I said, please, if you are a Survivor main, talk to me in the comment section below, because I would love to talk to you guys. If you're a killer main and you want to say your piece, let me hear it, and I'll talk to you too in the comment section below. Like I said, I know that it's not all Survivors that are toxic, and I know that 100%. I'm gonna keep on saying that. I said it in the beginning, I'll say it now. Not all Survivors are toxic, and there are some killers that are toxic. And my cat is just behind me meowing for some reason. Okay, well then, I know that's the case. It's probably because there's 4 times the amount of Survivors to killer, but I will 100% say I see way more toxic Survivors than killers, 100%. And I just want to understand why. So, I mean, honestly, if you're a toxic Survivor, let me know why in the comment section below. But that's basically all I have for you guys today. And yeah, if you liked, leave a like. If you dislike, leave a dislike. If any way I can improve my content, let me know down in the comment section below. And I'll see all you lovely people on the flip side. Peace out.
Inside lane, missing exits, glued to the pavement. Between the lines, I'll keep my gaze straight ahead as the last stop flies by.